So what we are going to do today is we are going to create a clicking game. In this, what we have to do is we have to click on a certain object, and every time we will click that object, we are going to get some score, and we are going to define a criteria to win and to lose. So the rules of this game are kind of very simple. I will first write down all the rules here, and then I will start explaining you how to go about it. So the game's name is Clicking Game. What are we going to do first?
I accidentally left the meeting. So can you explain what you have done so far?
We haven't done anything so far. We just started. So we are going to create a clicking game today. In order to get the clicking game made, what we need to do is first get a clickable item. So we need to select a sprite that we are going to click on. Fine. After that, the second step is keep track of the score. Third is keep track of time. So this is like a very important trick that we are going to do in this game. We are going to keep track of time as well. How long has the game been started? So we need to see that as well. After that, we are going to go to the fourth part, and that part is deciding win/lose win/lose situation. So we decide that either we have won the game or we have lost the game. So that is how we are going to learn about the clickable items game today. So
what is the meaning of situation?
Situation is like we need to decide when do we win the game or when do we lose the game. What is the winning situation? Winning situation means that how do we win the game, and losing situation is how do we lose the game. So let's say that we decide a time that there are 20 seconds, and in the 20 seconds we have to score 100 points. If we score 100 points in 20 seconds, we may go to level 2. And if we are not able to complete 100 points,
we will start again.
We might start again, yes. And there is a time frame for that. We have to do that in the particular given time that we have. So let's start coding for that. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So currently what you can see on my screen is a sprite. I'm going to delete this sprite and add a new one here.
Yeah.
The sprite that I'm going to select for this game is the apple. Now I need to pick up a mechanism so that I can click this apple. I would want this apple to be clickable. So for that, I am going to go to this events option and pick up this event when this sprite clicked. What should happen when this sprite click? I need to define something. And for that, I am going to go to looks and use this change color effect. And instead of the color, I'm going to pick up the size. Sorry, that is it. It's a change size by 10. After that, wait for some time, like 0.1, and then again change size by.
How did the apple change into a brownish color?
Yeah, because I have.
Where is the zero?
Where is this?
On the zero. Where is the zero on the white option?
Where is the zero on the wait option?
Wait seconds option.
This is the 0.1 seconds. Okay. So instead of 1 second, we are waiting 0.1 seconds, and we are going to change our size to -10 after that. So what happens when you click now? This kind of things will happen.
Shrink.
Yes, you can now see that you can click and then you can see that this apple is being clicked. But if I do not pick up this one, I would be able to click the item, but it would not give the impact that it is being clicked. So we do that. Now I choose the change color effect and change it by -25. It's
It
now
will
has
go back
turned
to
back to the red.
normal.
Yes, we do not have, I accidentally did that. I did not have to do that. Now, when you click this icon, you see that it is getting bigger and it is getting smaller. Now we need to define something more into that. Let's make it more interesting by adding sounds to it. So we are going to go to the sound option and play sound. Let's see what happens. This sound you can do, and in the chomp, what you can do is change the sound as well. Go to the sounds block here and delete this and add a new sound. You can use any sound that you like. Any
What do
sound
we have to click? What do we have to click? Can you tell it again?
for the sounds? Yes. You first go to this sounds block, select this play sound until done, and then go to sounds here. Here you can add a new sound if you want. Now let's say that the sound we want is maybe some simpler sound. So this sound is perfectly fine for me. So what would happen is whenever I click that apple, that sound
Those
is going.
sounds were too
yeah.
funny.
No sounds? Sorry?
Those sounds were too funny.
Now see. Now we have got the sound. Whenever we click this apple, we get the sound here. Now we need to say something regarding the score. We are not getting the score here. Let's change the sound by size by 100.
Can you change the sound? It's just too funny.
Sorry? The sound is too funny.
Can you change that? Yeah, it's just
I guess
too
it's fine.
funny.
You don't need a funny sound? It's strange.
Yeah. Need an animal sound.
Why should I go to an animal
The
sound?
guitar
Actually?
is better.
I guess this sound is fine. So this is working.
The apple big. It's
yeah, the apple would.
big.
The apple would. Yes, the apple would. Apple will be getting bigger when you click it like repeatedly. And when you don't click it repeatedly, it's not going to be that big. Okay, now let's do something for the score. So in order to set a score, I would have to create a variable. A variable is something that can change its value during the program, during the game. So let's say that we make a variable and
variable will be the same. It will just be score as the last kind of coding class.
Yes, like most of the games, it's going to be like score. So we need to tell how we increase the score. We increase the score when we increase the score when we click this apple.
That's a lot of score.
That's kind of a lot of score. So we need to now see that how do we win this game or how do we lose this game. So when I press this flag button, my score should go back to 0 and go back to normal. For that, I will go to this event.
You forgot to add the timer, and what happens if you reach the many points that the timer said in only a few seconds or minutes?
Yes, I think I forgot. Did I actually forget that?
Maybe not.
I didn't forget it. I didn't do it right now. I would have to do it, obviously. Let's say that what happens when the flag is clicked. So when the flag is clicked, there is one thing that needs to happen first. The very first thing that needs to happen is we need to set our score back to 0. Yes. So let's say that we set my variable to 0 and change my variable to score. So when now you click the flag, your score is going to be 0. And what happens next is that you get like a message, start clicking or something like that. What you can do is make your character to reach to a random position, or maybe your character should go to a certain position like 0 and 0. So that is where you start. Now that's the middle, and that is where you start, let's say. So let's say that we can put a condition here, like in if tool. And the condition is if, where is the if one? Yes, when if the score is equal to 50, if the score reaches 50, our character should go to a random position. So let's start clicking and see what happens.
It's going very slow. Yeah. Ah. You need to stop that apple.
Do I need to stop it somewhere?
Going all over the place.
Then I would have, if I want to do it only once, I would not have to use this forever block. I would use this one. So this way, if I put it somewhere here and press the flag button and set the score to 49 here and then start, you would be able to see when I click it, if the score is 50, it does not change its position. Let's say we click the flag here and now it changes its position. And we start clicking again on that position. Fine. Now we need to pick up something that would help us to like count the timers, count the time. So for that, we are going to go to the variable. We can put any background. We can put any background that we want. Let's say that I put that one. So you can put any background that you want. That is not the problem. Your game settings can be anything. You do not have to worry about that. Okay, for this character, let's say the next thing that we need to do is add time here. So time is again going to be a variable, and this variable, we are going to call it time. And we would want this variable to start with a certain value. Let's say that when the game starts, the value of time would be 20 seconds. Okay. So when the game starts, the value of the time would be 20 seconds. Now we need to, let's say, make it to 30. So when now we click the flag, the timing is 30. The timer is 30. The next thing that you need to do is you need to use this forever block and wait 1 second. After waiting 1 second, what you are going to do next is change your variable by -1. Change time by -1. So 1 is going to be excluded from your time. So let's say what happens when we click the flag now. After every second, you would see the timer is going down and down and down and down. Now we need to tell something.
I think you should slow it down a little because I don't think we'll be able to complete 50 score in that much time.
We would be able.
If the timer goes down and the next part is what happens if it doesn't get 50 points in 30 seconds? Yeah, that's very slow.
I hope that I will be able to get 50 points here.
Good. I think you did.
So getting 50 points in 30 seconds is quite achievable. All of us can do that. We would only not be able to do it if we make some problems in that. But let's say that we all can do it. Now, when we reach the 50 score, we would want our timer to be set to 30 again. We would want a timer to be increased a little also, so that we set our timer to 50 again. If score is equal to 50, set my variable, that is time, to 30 again. Or we can choose a very good thing here as well. Do not set it, change it. Change your variable by 20 seconds. So let's say start from 49 here and let's see what happens. So when I click it, you would be able to see that the timer increased by 20 seconds. So this can also be done. This can also be done.
But it has increased.
Yeah, it has increased because I cheated. If I would not cheat, it would not increase. So this is kind of a cool clicking game that you have already made. Now you need to tell if you have won the game or if you have lost the game. Let's say we do not tell that if we have won the game or if we have lost the game. Instead, we tell start again. Yes?
Like, shouldn't there be objects falling from the sky and we click the objects that fall and then we get the score? I thought this is that's how the game was supposed to be.
You want the object to be dropping down, but you have already done the catching game for that. It's almost the same game.
Yeah.
Maybe you can try making it on your own if you want, because obviously you now have learned how both of the games work, so you can combine them on your own.
I also tried to make a football game by myself.
That is very good. That is very good. That is what actually all of us need to do. We just need to see that what are the ideas that we can create new. We already have like.
It's very hard.
It obviously would be very hard, but you can always try to do that. It is not something that is like, what do you call it? Impossible. Obviously, you can do that. No problem with that. So that is kind of a simple code. We just now need to tell what happens if the timer goes to 0. So if the timer goes to 0, we need to tell something what would happen. So let's say that we pick up this block and put that equal sign here. If the timer goes to 0, and in the variables we pick it, if the time reaches 0, what would happen? If the time reaches 0, sorry, we should lose the game. And how do we tell that we have lost the game?
Start it again.
Sorry?
Lose the game, stop it, or start it again.
Yes. So the first thing that we do is we hide our sprite. Okay.
I think Haris is trying to say something.
Ayad wants to say something.
No, I think Haris wants to say something.
Haris, do you want to say something?
There's my water bottle.
Sorry, can you please say it again?
Can I get my water bottle?
Yes, you can. No issues. I am recording the lesson and I'll share the recordings with you. Okay, so let's say this game, we make it a little different. What if when we lose this game, we disappear this apple from here? Okay. So now what we are going to do is just disappear this apple. In order to make this apple to disappear, we are going to go to this looks option and use this hide block from here. So if the time reaches 0, this we are going to hide. So let's say that our timer starts from 10 this time. And when it goes back to 0, our apple is going to hide. I hope that this is going to happen. 0. Yes, it works. Now, how to bring that apple back again? Just go click up this show button and put it here at the top. And when now you will click the flag button, it's going to show. And after the time is over, it's going to hide so that you can't click it anymore. Fine. Now let's change the time back to 30 seconds. And also we present something when we have lost the game. So we go to this backdrops option.
I need to say loser.
Let's not say loser this time. Instead, let's say start again. Right. So let's write it here. Press the green flag to start again. So you can't see the text because it's the same color. So let's change its color like that. Press the green flag to start again. And let's choose a beautiful font for that. Make it a little bigger like that. There are a lot of like options here for us. This is fine. This is cool. So now when we lose the game, we get back to backdrop 1. So now we just need to write that code here. So if we lose the game, like if timer goes back to 0, we are going to switch backdrop.
Whoa, so man, 1 minute has passed. You need to stop this.
Yeah, I need to stop this. So
stop
what happens?
Timer.
No problem. I can stop it like that. So we switch back to backdrop 1 when the timer hits 0. So let's say that what happens when the timer hits 0. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So press the green flag to start again. It says, and you can start again. Now, when I start again, you can see that the background is the same as it switched to. So I need to change the background every time the game starts as well. So for that, I'm going to pick up this one, switch backdrop to blue sky and put it here. So that whenever the game starts, we get the clear background. And when we lose the game, we hide the character and we ask to press the start button.
The character hasn't showed yet.
The character would show, obviously. Let's say that we lose the game and it says, press the green flag to start again. So I press the green flag again and it comes back.
Okay.
We put the time here again, 30 seconds, and now our game code is working fine. So this way you can win the game if you, let's say, score 100 points. So for that, we are going to choose this if block again, duplicate it, write it here, and tell if the score is equal to 100. We can say that we have won the game. So in order to show that we have won the game, we are just going to switch backdrop once again and create a new backdrop for that.
But don't you think you should increase the time, because you can never do 100 presses in 30 seconds. That's too less.
It's not 30 seconds. We are going to get 20 seconds more after getting to 50 points. If you will look at the code, you will get to know that. So let's say that we add a backdrop here for the party. What if I write party here? Yeah, this one. Perfect. So if I score 100 points, I am going to hide my object and I'm going to change to this party background. I'm going to change to this party background, and this party background is going to be like
Winner. Too many full stops.
Not full stops, they are exclamation marks. You want me to reduce them? See there.
Yeah, that's too many.
So we say, hooray, you won. Okay. So that is what happens when you score 100 points. That is what would happen when you score 100 points. Okay. Let's make it a little smaller so that it comes inside and make this triangle. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Now we start the game. Here. Let's see what happens. Now I have coded the game in a way that when I reach 50 points, it is going to add 20 seconds to my time.
So it increases it. No.
And it is also going to change position for the apple so that it starts somewhere else. So now we have won the game. When I start it and I don't do anything, after 30 seconds, if I'm not able to score anything, or if I'm not able to score at least 50 scores, I'm going to lose on the first level. So there is one problem. If you would see that there is one problem currently, you can see the time running even when the game is
It's going in the negative. Even if you lose the game.
Yes, even if we have lost the game and even if we have won the game, the time still keeps on running. So we need to do something so that the time does not run or time stops somewhere. So for that, we are going to go to controls, and there is this stop button that we can pick and choose from. So we can stop all when we score the 100 points, and we can again stop all when we reach 2 points time 0. So let's say that what happens now. If we start playing this game again, and now, are we all ready to learn how to write this tab? Let's begin. Jill, are you ready? So now you see that when I win the game, the timer stops, the score stops, everything stops here. Similarly, now when I will lose the game, the same would happen. Let's just wait for the 30 seconds to complete. After 30 seconds, you are going to see that the timer would stop and it would not go back to negative time. You can see it here.
7, 6.
3, 2, 1, 0. Now you can see that the timer is not going back. Why? Because I have stopped it here. So if I'm not using this stop all button, it might take my timer back. So which I can avoid by doing that. So this is the last game code that you have done today. This is called the clicking game. And obviously you can see that my character just got a little bigger. So I can change the character size also if I want. I will set the size to 100% whenever I start the game. So my character starts with the small size. When you will multiple, you can see that my character has now gone very big.
That's a really big apple. That's a really
big.
So
that is a really
That's
big apple.
almost as large as the screen. What code did you just put?
I didn't put a code. This is basically a glitch. So when I am like pressing like crazy, when I'm just trying to press like crazy, it's going to get bigger. When I don't give weight between that. See?
That's crazy.
So when I'm pressing it like crazy, it gets so big. Yeah. Okay. So that is it from the list.